Hi everyone, my name is Heather Cross and this is my Oobleck experiment. So in order to make Oobleck, you will need cornstarch and water, but it's optional, but you can use food coloring to dye it a color. In this case, I use green. The measurements are, so you need 2 parts of cornstarch and 1 part water. So for instance, if you want to make a really big batch, you can do 2 cups of cornstarch and then 1 cup of water. Or if you want to make a smaller batch, you can always do half a cup of cornstarch and then 1/4 cup of water. But in my case, I decided to do what the recipe said, and I did 1 cup of cornstarch and 1/2 cup of water. So in order to do it, I decided to go ahead and put the food coloring into my water, and I mixed it up first. And then, of course, I dumped the cornstarch into the bowl. And then from there, I decided to obviously mix it in. So in this video, you see me mixing it and pouring in the water, and then I mix it. So definitely when I did this experiment, I was taken back to my childhood because I remember doing this in in middle school. And right when I was trying to start to mix it, I realized how difficult it was because I noticed that it was becoming a solid. And then you see me playing with it and just experimenting it with all of its properties and everything. It was it was a really odd but cool feeling. It just drips off when you just let it go, but then when you grab a handful with pressure, it becomes a solid. And then it just flows right off when you're not really putting any pressure on it. Okay. And then in this video, I'm also testing on its properties and playing with it. Okay, so how does Oobleck work? Well, Oobleck is a non-Newtonian fluid. This means that is a term for fluids that change viscosity under stress. Viscosity is a measure of a fluid's resistance to flow. For example, water has a low viscosity, while honey has a high viscosity. For Oobleck, when you run your fingers slowly through it, it acts as a liquid. But when you apply rapid force, just like right now, I'm just moving it rapidly, it solidifies and it can bend and it can even tear, which is really interesting. And then in its last video, I'm playing with it again. I try to make a ball as well. Okay, so also due to cornstarch's particles being so tiny, they're susceptible to the tiniest of thermal and electric forces. As a result, in water, the particles slightly repel each other and are held apart by weak forces. This repulsive force helps the slurry flow as the particles form a layer of fluid between them. But when they are squeezed together, friction takes over and the particles move like a solid. But yeah, I also watched the pool filled with Oobleck, and I thought it was absolutely amazing. It was really cool how they were able to run across and it acted like a solid. And imagine it's pretty much like walking on water in a way. Not really, because it's walking on Oobleck, but I would definitely love to do an experiment like that. But I mean, it's unrealistic because I wouldn't want to waste that much water and cornstarch. But in the name of science, what can you do? But I would definitely do this experiment in my classroom, but it would definitely take a lot of prep, not necessarily prep work, but a lot of cleanup, and I wouldn't want my kids to put it in their mouth or do anything they shouldn't do. That's why there are rules in science, so hopefully they stick to them. But yeah, thank you so much. That is my Oobleck experiment.